I don't know what Starmer's trying to do. I don't know where Starmer's trying to take the country. And you can see this sort of chopping and changing on domestic and foreign policy. You see you have an agenda for growth, but then you put up taxes on every single business in the country, and inflation's going up again, which is going to necessitate higher interest rates. I mean, it's all totally contradictory. On foreign policy, he says he stands with Israel, shoulder to shoulder with Israel, but he's simultaneously putting an arms embargo on Israel and threatening to clap the Prime Minister of Israel in jail. So it's just...
Stay tuned as we dive into one of the most shocking and fascinating political stories in the UK. Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party, is now on the verge of a serious crisis that threatens not only his political career, but also the very essence of the party. Loud accusations and the threat of resignation. You definitely won't want to miss this dramatic event this year. To change Britain, we need to start with ourselves. British politicians are used to scandals, but what is happening around Keir Starmer is unlike anything we have seen in recent years. The leader of the Labour Party, who was expected to bring a new wave of progressive ideas and fresh solutions, now finds himself in the middle of a fierce struggle for his political survival. Serious allegations have been made live on the TV channel, which have shaken Westminster to its foundations. The revelations of questionable financial schemes and suspicious connections caused a storm of public outrage.
Labour would freeze council tax next year. Yes, you heard it right. Not a penny more on your council tax. Not a penny more than the bill you paid last year.
It seems remarkable. Let's say a very good morning to Theo Usherwood. Theo, very good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you.
It seems remarkable to me that there are so many of these types of clips of Keir Starmer, because it's one thing to, promise something, it's one thing to kind of, suggest something, but he's so sure that these things are not...
Now imagine how much outrage the Labour Party would have raised if the Conservatives had done the same. Keir Starmer accepted as many as £107,000 in gifts from the alliance. The charges were accompanied by shocking leaked documents that appeared to reveal Starmer's alleged involvement in undisclosed financial fraud during his time as Attorney General. These transactions were believed to involve powerful individuals, which could create serious conflicts of interest with his public duties. The revelations shocked the board to the core. The public was in complete disbelief, and British politics plunged into chaos when this news broke live. Some demanded Starmer's immediate resignation, while others called for an independent investigation to find out the truth and restore justice. The internet has been flooded with memes, videos, and posts reflecting the public's growing distrust of the political leadership.
At the weekend, I took a microphone and a camera to a high street, and I spoke to a load of pensioners that, some voted Labour, some didn't. But the anger out there is so high. They cannot believe what this government is doing. The optics is terrible. They are living the high life. Keir Starmer has had more freebies than any other MP over the last 5 years. I mean, after what he said in interviews and in Parliament, this is the biggest hypocrite in politics. It's such a bad look, and they are so out of touch with the normal people of this country. And I would have thought they would have given it a year or so, before they decided to act like this. But it's after weeks. They've got no shame.
In response, Starmer urgently called a press conference. Standing in front of multiple cameras, he vehemently denied the accusations, calling them groundless and politically motivated. This scandal has exposed deep divisions within the Labour Party. On the one hand, dedicated supporters called for unity to weather this storm. On the other hand, dissatisfied voices within the party saw this as a unique opportunity for a leadership change. There have been reports of tense closed-door meetings among high-ranking party figures, at which heated arguments broke out. Some discussed the possibility of publicly supporting Starmer, while others sought to distance themselves in order to protect their political careers.
Even with evidence mounting against Keir, some were so angry with Boris over Watergate, Wallpapergate, Partygate, Animalgate, to even question the integrity of Sir Keir Starmer. And those of us who did were seen as far right. Well, here he is, folks, our great leader. It's fascinating listening to people trying to excuse his behaviour and that of his close Labour allies. You can almost see the mental gymnastics that they use to try and excuse him. So whilst things have got worse for us, they certainly got better for Keir and his greedy clan. Absolutely disgraceful and utter hypocrite.
Meanwhile, members of the Conservative Party are plunged into deep disappointment and a sense of betrayal. The faith they had in Starmer, as a leader capable of leading the party into a new era, is now bursting at the seams due to internal divisions. For the Conservative Party, this scandal has become a real godsend, allowing them to distract attention from their own problems. Tory MPs wasted no time launching furious attacks on Starmer, using his differences to distract the public from their own failures. Smaller parties such as the Liberal Democrats and the Green Party were happy to take advantage of this situation to strengthen their positions, especially after the credibility of the Labour Party was threatened. It is important to ask the question, how will this affect the voters?
There's no answer coming from Lord Ali as to what he got out of it. You know, in fact, he said to the Telegraph yesterday, please don't ask me about my donations to the Labour Party because it's not very nice.
I know. It's all very pathetic, isn't it, really? I mean, I don't know if you saw, I tweeted a clip yesterday, Mike. Quite shockingly, Starmer was saying about politicians being so self-entitled.
Yes.
And it's time for change. Yet, I think they're the most self-entitled government in history that I've seen in modern history.
I think they are.
So, I just, one thing the public can't stand, and I'm sure you're the same, I feel the same, is this hypocrisy.
Yeah.
You cannot lambast other people and do exactly the same thing yourself.
Exactly right. And also, they've tried to hide it. They've tried to kind of avoid admitting what it is that they've done. I think more and more stuff.
The UK is already facing severe economic difficulties, social unrest, and a growing gap between society and political leadership. This scandal only adds to the distrust of an already fragile political system. Starmer's leadership is now under scrutiny like never before. As the consequences of this crisis continue to unfold, it becomes clear that the road ahead for both Starmer and the Labour Party will be full of difficulties and trials. Political experts warn that his reaction to this scandal could either strengthen his credibility or be the end of his career. Vague statements or lackadaisical press conferences will no longer be enough. Starmer needs clear and decisive action. He must openly confront the accusations, give transparent answers, and demonstrate sincerity. As the scandal develops, all attention is focused on the Labour Party. Will they unite to support Starmer, or will this conflict lead to a change of leadership? Even if Starmer manages to weather this storm, the question remains whether it will be enough.
The mask has slipped. We now can see what Keir Starmer is all about. What do we do with our migrant crisis? Oh well, let's import Europe's. You know, it's been really hard for us to stop migrants getting all the way to the UK. So what are we going to do? We're going to say, oh no, you don't need to get to the UK. You don't need to cross Europe. You don't need to cross the Channel. Just get yourself to Italy. Just get yourself to Greece. We'll hop you on a plane. And, you know, we're struggling with 40,000. We've filled up literally every hotel in the country. That's all right. We will treble the numbers. But it's fine, because I, Keir Starmer, get to fly around the world with my Blairite buddies and hobnob with global leaders and do a deal stitched up without democracy, without scrutiny, look grand on the big stage. And when I'm done as Prime Minister, I'll go off and I'll chair some great UN body. This is everything that is wrong with our world. Nothing is happening. The British people are being taken for a fool. They're not getting...
If Labour loses its loyal supporters, it will be incredibly difficult for them to recover in time for the next general election. In the digital age, social media has become a real political battleground, exerting influence like never before. Platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok are flooded with live broadcasts of press conferences, excerpts of Starmer's statements, and heated arguments between members of Parliament. One viral video on TikTok, which has gained over 3 million views, compares Starmer's recent press conference appearances with his controversial statements in the past. This video vividly illustrates how social media can shape public opinion and undermine trust. Every day, the attention to Starmer's leadership is becoming more intense and critical. His reaction not only to the accusations, but also to the public's sense of betrayal, will be a decisive factor in determining whether the Labour Party can regain its position. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you later.